Well, it looks like Ethereum is making some moves right now, has recently gone above $4,200, a price we haven't seen in quite some time. And from the looks of it, based upon institutional adoption as well as just the whole regulatory framework of what's happening in the crypto space, it's definitely something worth touching on. So I want to basically walk you through some charts, some graphs, and share with you some things that's unfolding. And of course, just show you where the opportunities might lie ahead in the future. So let's dive right in. So as I look at the current market activity, we are looking at, bring up the bubbles here. We have looks like Ethereum right now is currently doing quite well. And so, as of right now, a market cap of $507 billion, which is about one fifth or so of the Bitcoin market cap. And so, a lot of people always speculate as to whether or not Ethereum will flip Bitcoin. And in my personal opinion, it doesn't really matter, just because at this current moment, there are only being 120 million available Ethereum for purchase per se. But then one of the benefits of having Ethereum is the fact that you can actually stake it and earn a yield from holding it. Unlike Bitcoin, where it's more so the FOMO of getting in at any price because the actual price for one unit is so high. And so Ethereum to me shows a lot more promise. But just to take a quick glance at the chart here. So as you can see here, it peaked at 42.39. And so as of right now, it's settled down to 42.04. But what is most intriguing is over the last several months to a year, we've seen steady climbing from 49.5% a month ago to 21% to just today alone. With the current recording of this video here is 5.9%. And that, my friends, is very, very exciting to say the least. And a lot of it has to do with the idea of institutional adoption. And so here we have on the screen spot Ethereum ETF inflows shoot to $460 million. And this was updated literally within the last couple of hours. And so basically, institutions are extremely excited. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's been more clarity as to what Ethereum will be used for when it comes to the banking sector, and especially as a investment vehicle, because the SEC just recently mentioned that staking Ethereum is something that ETFs will probably be able to do or possibly be doing in the future. And so it's a no-brainer. If you can actually purchase something that you can stake and actually earn a yield from without having to go above and beyond as far as putting your coins at risk by lending and borrowing and putting out there into the hands of people who may not be operating in your best interest, that in of itself is something worth considering. And so I anticipate there'd be a lot more interest in Ethereum, especially the ETFs, because of the staking factor that is coming. And with that means more institutional adoption, meaning it's easier to promote this particular product here to different portfolios, just because the risk is minimum compared to the other instruments out there. Moving forward, the next question will be, what will be the possible price values that will be given to Ethereum? And so I came across another article that is very interesting as well, because the price target that they're putting out there is not too far-fetched in a world where now that this whole crypto executive order has been put forth and people can actually put Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as a variety of other coins and tokens in their portfolios directly. As I mentioned, the benefit of being able to stake Ethereum and earn a yield is a no-brainer. And so Ethereum will definitely get more interest in the days ahead. But here on this chart here, or from this article here from a Cointelegraph, it says Ether price target now 20,000 as ETH preps all-time high in 1 to 2 weeks. And so just to give you an idea what's going on within this article here, gives you more of the framework as to how this particular guy or trader says 20,000 is a possibility. And so here it says Ether has a new target as hyperbullish price predictions join the push to 7-month highs. New analyst analysis from popular trader Merlijn sees ETH/USD repeating a rare chart move, which could produce another 375% gain. Let that sink in. ETH price channel opens to $20,000 according to the trader. So ETH is getting traded excited again as it crosses 4,000. Says going on the breach to 42.49 as a big step this morning. The largest altcoin by market cap now has a new sky high price target to match the current move. Uploading the chart X, the trader, the price acting inside a rising channel, the ceiling of which it has only hit twice before. So the last tap of the upper trend line marked Ether's latest all-time high of 48.75, which is set back in November 2021. 7 years in the making, 2 touches, he commented. So ultimately, just using this particular model that this guy referenced, talking about the time from previous peaks where you have a price target here, all-time high in 2018, which I think was about a 17. Let me see, about I think it was about 1,000 or 1,700 or so. And then you had the previous one got up to 4,800, and then according to the same price action, and that's him using this upward channel graph, as you can see. Let me zoom in here, this upward channel graph that he's referring to right here. He's basically saying that the next time it surges, which could probably be 2026-ish or early 20 mid 2026, according to this graph here, if everything stays on track, would then put it at about $20,000. So once again, it's future speculation, a lot of hopium, but then again, the charts tend to reveal a pattern that is something we're paying attention to, because I'd assume with all the new excitement around the executive order for the crypto going into 401ks, on top of all the other things taking place. And one of the benefits of Ethereum being different than everything else is the fact that institutions, especially Wall Street, sees value in it. And they've been seeing value in it for quite some time now, because they were part of the Ethereum Foundation, which includes JP Morgan and all the other institutions from 6, 7, 8 years ago, when they were early adopters, aka investors. So they are already positioned heavily. And now that there's all this excitement about Ethereum treasuries, where companies are actually putting Ethereum on their balance sheet, i.e., factoring in the fact that they can stake and earn without having to do anything risky, unlike Bitcoin, which you have to actually go out and do something somewhat speculative in order to earn any type of yield. And so once again, Ethereum is being set up as a primary driver, and I believe it's going to get a lot more attention because of all the things I mentioned before. So this is just something we're paying attention to, because as price continues to climb, there's going to be more excitement, more mainstream attention. And so from a pure speculative standpoint, the goal would be, have been to already had a position if it's something that you foresaw or believe in, but nevertheless, the use cases for Ethereum, in my opinion, is a lot greater than for Bitcoin, because Ethereum ultimately is a digital version of the early stages of the internet, where you can do so much with it, on it, and through it, and especially with the smart contract side of things and all the other dApps and things of the nature that has made Ethereum what it is today. It looks like those things will be revitalized, because more projects will eventually have the funding now to begin using the network again. So you're going to have developers activity picking up, and it's going to really put more pressure on those alternative coins, such as the Cosmos, the Polkadots, as well as Cardanos, to really jump in to the Ethereum network via their connection link, so that they can enjoy some of these proceeds as well. So they're going to either jump on board or potentially miss out on the possible price action that will come in the days ahead. But once again, just taking a minute, share my 2 cents on this. $20,000, is it likely? Is it possible? More than likely, it probably will be, just because there's no floor to the dollar as far as it being debased. Therefore, more currency creation is going to find ways to flow into the crypto space, especially. And the number two, crypto itself, will definitely be a benefactor for a variety of reasons, as I mentioned in this video here. But just dropping some information, share my 2 cents. Curious to hear what you think. If you found value, definitely drop a thumbs up. Leave a comment, take this, share more people, give people an alternative perspective as to some possible speculative opportunities.